building strong, lasting relationships and connections. And we are ready to connect.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain. We are looking at all things bold, buzzy, and we're talking about as well as the issues shaping our country and our world. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, so kick back and get ready to catch the buzz. Coming up in today's show, it's International Youth Day, and today we're celebrating a generation that's bold, creative, and ready to lead. We're talking to local youth ambassadors about how young people are driving real change and shaping the future one community at a time. And she's back in the classroom for year 8, and this teacher is bringing the beat with her. We sit down with the educator who's on a mission to find the next generation of student talent and keep the music alive. That and so much more when What's Trending continues.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Today, August 12, marks International Youth Day, a time to recognize the vital role young people play in shaping our world. This year's theme, Local Youth Actions for SDGs and Beyond, highlighting how youth are turning global goals into real change within their own communities. With over 65% of Sustainable Development Goals connected to local action, youth aren't just the future. They're essential partners right now. From creativity to activism to leadership and innovation, young people are bridging the gap between big ideas and grassroots impact. Today, we're joined by local youth ambassadors Dylan Evans and Lashante Sampson to hear how they're making a difference and how they're helping to build stronger, more sustainable communities from the ground up. This year's theme focuses on local youth action for the SDGs in your own words. Tell us, what does that mean to you? And welcome to What's Trending. I was so excited to jump in.
Thank you very much for having us, Ms. Swain. Well, for me, when we talk about SDGs and our goals, it means giving youth the platform to enhance our everyday lives. As we know, the Bahamas stand at the forefront of climate catastrophe, things such as climate change and flooding, and water intrusion on our water tables. And when we look at that, it's something that, although it's affecting us now, it will only get worse with time. So when we talk about the youth role in enhancing and enacting some of those and achieving some of those SDGs, it's our mission. Because at the end of the day, those generations that have come and gone, their time's over essentially. So we have to now pick up the mantle and do what we have to ensure that our future and those who come after us can have something to look forward to.
Now, what about you, Lashante?
Okay, thank you so much for having us here today. So the SDGs, as we know, are global goals that almost every country has committed to achieve by 2030. So this September is going to make 10 years since the SDGs passed, and we know that every context is a bit different, and so localizing the SDGs is making it our own, bringing it back here and seeing what we as young people can do in order to achieve or at least make progress towards some of the SDGs that we have.
Sounds good. And so can you share a project then or an initiative you've been involved in that supports your community or ties into one of the SDG goals?
Well, for me, I'm a high school youth ambassador. And this last semester, I was also a student of Aquinas College. And one thing that I did that I started about 6 years ago was our move towards becoming an eco-school. And what that means is we are an internationally accredited school with being environmentally conscious, friendly, and putting forth initiatives that our students can utilize to grow as it relates to environmentalism. And 6 years ago, when I came to the school in the 7th grade, I began doing things such as can drives, recycling, and over time, it became a school-wide initiative. And later it trickled on into our primary schools in the Catholic Board of Education. And in May of 2025, we received our green flag. And although it wasn't one straight road, although we had to pivot a few times to get to where we wanted to be, it came to fruition over time, which is a very great thing. And why it's great is because it gives students the onus. It allows us to know that this is our fight and we can do anything, no matter how small or great, to impact our small community. And with 500 students, I think that's a lot of impact.
Definitely.
Each one of them taking something small away from it.
So, Shante, let me ask you then, why is it important for young people to be a part of the local decision-making processes? Have you seen examples where youth voices really do make a difference?
Okay, so definitely. So young people need a seat at the table. As you said today in your introduction, we are no longer the leaders of the future. We are the leaders of the now. And so having young people at the decision-making table is letting the government, letting policymakers and all of the other relevant bodies hear compare what challenges we are facing now presently, because again, sustainability is not just looking after what we need now, but also looking towards the future. And so without youth voices, we cannot plan effectively for the future, because at the end of the day, we're going to be inheriting this world. So we have to decide if we're going to inherit vulnerability or if we're going to inherit resilience.
What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that you think young people face when they are trying to create change at a local level, and how do they overcome those?
Okay, so definitely resources. Resources is always a challenge, whether financial resources, whether technical resources for capacity building. Some of us, we had the opportunity to go abroad to school. Today we also have the digital world, and so we're making these connections online, and we are creating our own partnerships, reaching out to people and letting them know what it is that we are doing, how it is we can partner with them, and then also just bringing back that knowledge, those resources back home in order to, facilitate local action.
So Dylan, then tell us, how can the governments better support youth-led initiatives or community work, and what would you like to see more of?
Well, as it stands, I must say, I believe that our government is giving young people an opportunity, but there's always room for improvement. So for me, I believe that creating more programs as it relates to the SDGs, specified programs for the SDGs that youth can help construct and really flesh out some of the ideas.
So what message do you have for other young people who want to get involved but aren't sure where to start?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is that you do not need permission to start, right? Your voice is valuable, your talents are valuable, use what it is that you have.
For me, I'm looking forward to a future that we can be proud of. We are Bahamians, and we need to have something that we can look at and say, that's my country. So what I want to do is give the best that I can to ensure that people my age, older or younger, have an opportunity to be confident in giving ideas on the way forward.
Well, thank you so much. Obviously, the future is in great hands with both you, Lashante, and Dylan. Thank you for, your passion and your vision for what you want to see in the future, but also what you're working to ensure occurs right now. So thank you again, and continue the great work indeed.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stay with us. We've got more inspiring stories ahead.
Diet-friendly special. As classrooms gear up for a new school year, we're catching up with an educator who brings more than just lesson plans to the table. She's bringing rhythm, heart, and a little rock and roll. This will be Miss Brunei Clark's 8th year in the classroom, and while she's passionate about education, in fact, she is in the music department at R.M. Bailey and works closely with the school's pop band. Now she's on a mission to keep the music alive by finding and mentoring fresh talent in her school community. We're talking to her today about teaching, creativity, and how she's blending passion with purpose this school year. Welcome to What's Trending, Brunei.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
It's great having you here with us. So 8 years in, what still excites you about going back into the classroom each fall?
What excites me is the fact that every school term I get to meet someone new. I get to meet a new personality, and I get to work with new talents, and so I look forward to that every year.
That sounds exciting. And how has your experience in music shaped the way you teach or connect with your students?
Music for me has been an escape, and it literally, my passion drives on my students, and it helps to propel them to be better versions of themselves, and it helps them to express themselves. And so music is an avenue that causes my students to express themselves in ways that they can't understand, in ways that when they can't speak about what's going on with them, they put it through their music and they put it through their creativity. And so it gives them a new way of giving the craft life.
And why music for you as an educator?
For me, in growing up in school, everybody has that moment where they're trying to figure out, like, what am I good at? What can I see myself doing every day? And music was that thing that gave me an escape away from life, like literally the challenges, the stresses of life. And so when I sing, when I pick up my instrument, it literally causes me to come to a sense of peace.
That's definitely something great to look forward to, eh? And so you said that you're looking for a new talent this year. So does that mean that the band starts from scratch, or how does that whole process work when the school year starts? Okay, so normally you don't wait until the end of the school term to start afresh. So for me, this season is about grooming the new. Most of my senior pop band members have graduated from high school and out here doing well. I'm very proud of that. And now I get to meet new incoming 10th graders, persons that probably have seen the band on TikTok, on Facebook, probably see the kids out performing other places, and now they have an opportunity to say, hey, I want to come to R. Bailey because I want to be a part of the pop band. And so starting from scratch means literally just cultivating and grooming that talent all over again. Wow, just make it happen.
Make it happen.
But why do you think it's important for students to have creative outlets like music in the classroom? You talked earlier about it being an expression, but it's deeper than that, I would imagine.
It is. Being at R. Bailey, I've encountered so many kids from all walks of life, and the kids that I see normally gravitate to music are the ones that struggle, either financially, either emotionally, and they just need something, they just need an outlet. And so instead of them going out into society doing things that are not of character and negative, I've realized that music has been my pop band in itself has been a safe haven, family for them. Some of them struggle with that aspect. I've had pop band members with no parents. I've had pop band members who were in the gang life, and literally the program in itself saved them. All glory to God for that, but I've realized that it's not just something that they come to for fun or just to learn, but they find a community and they feel safe there.
That's awesome. So what advice do you give to students who are passionate about something, whether it's music or sports or something else, but they just don't know how to pursue it yet? What do you say to someone like that?
I would say do it, and do it even if you have to do it afraid. Trust and just believe in the one that gave you the gift. Go after it and do it, because at the end of the day, you do not know what opportunity lies next.
And if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Seize every opportunity. Every opportunity that you're presented with, take it. Don't allow fear to cause you to miss it.
And finally, what's your hope for this year, both being back in the classroom and beyond, especially working with the new students that'll come in, that'll form the pop band?
I'm looking forward to helping another child find their voice. I'm looking forward to helping another child cultivate that gift, develop that gift, be confident in that gift. And I'm looking forward to continuing to provide opportunities that allow them to showcase their God-given talent on stage.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Clark, for joining us today. All the best in the new academic year and with the new talent that you definitely will come in contact with.
Thank you so much.
Well, when What's Trending continues, we'll see what you know about the new kids on the block when it comes to streetwear. You capping that and so much more after the break.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Starting anything is often the hardest part, but once you gain momentum, in many cases, you're unstoppable. And that's exactly how I describe our next guest. They're young entrepreneurs who had a vision, took a chance, and made it happen. You may have seen the bold and stylish UCAP and streetwear brand around town, but what you might not know is the journey Leander Aubrey and Cohen Wilson took to bring that dream to life. Well, we say welcome to What's Trending, Leander and Cohen.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have you here with us. So let's start at the beginning. What inspired you, Captain, and how did the concept first come to life, Leander?
Well, initially, back in 2021, me and my cousin, we kind of into fashion. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Bass Pro ads, but at that time, they were currently trending. We pulled up some funds, and we went to the States and we bought right around $1,500 to $2,000 worth of hats. We brought them back to the Bahamas and we sold them for like $3 for $50. And within 2 weeks, we realized the hats was gone, and we went back. And at the time, like I said, we bought the Bass Pro hats, but we wasn't passionate about what it was we were selling. So we wanted to actually create something that could stick with us throughout everything and leave something here for us to, make a mark.
And what about you, Cohen? You want to add anything to that?
Not particularly. You covered most of it.
You got you covered.
Yeah.
And so, well, when did you officially launch then, and what did those early days look like for the brand?
So we officially launched at November 11, 2022. And these are the 4 hats that we launched. And basically, again, we was moving mobile in the beginning, just going to work, delivering after work, stuff like that. And within like 4 or 5 days, we were basically sold out. So we really had a good support from the beginning. So we really appreciate everybody who supported us, and it's going to continue to support us.
Well, UCAPN is pretty catchy. What does it mean to you, and how did you land or select that name?
Well, with UCAPN, at the time when we was kind of thinking about the name UCAPN, we also think about something like Gucci. It was like something that sticks. When someone be like, you Gucci, Gucci is like more than just a name. So UCAPN at the time, most people use it as, I guess you could say, you're lying or you're not sticking to what it is that you're saying. But we wanted to bring something different to Cap. So for us, it's that luxury streetwear and, that bold look. That's what UCAPN means to us. And as you could see, also, it ties into our brand being a hat company, UCAPN. So it's literally you being UCAPN.
Play on words in different ways.
Definitely.
Well, I imagine you started out with caps, as you indicated, but the brand has definitely grown. What other products are now a part of your line?
So we have tees. As you can see, we're wearing button-up for UCAPN right now. So we have tees, button-ups. In Christmas time, we usually do like
hoodie
sets as well. But for our anniversary, we have like a little something in the fall for right now.
Something special coming up. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced early on, and how did you push through them as entrepreneurs?
I would definitely say marketing, learning the whole aspect of marketing, and also too coming into a new field, because we both are athletes, right? But then again, we never really dwelled in the field of clothing and apparel and retail. So actually finding unique ways early on to get the product in front of people's face, I feel like that was one of our biggest challenges that we faced early on. Also, earlier part is, something that was introduced and kind of caught us, out of the blue was tariffs. So, being an international business and actually sourcing out of the country, we faced a lot of challenges, but we have now learned, to work around that. So I would say that was some of our, greatest challenges to start off.
And so, Cohen, for you, obviously there's a lot of competition when you think of streetwear. How do you keep your brand unique and true to your vision?
Well, basically, like I always tell my cousin, just stay relevant, just try to present to the public what you think they want. Any field you go in, it could be competition. So, I wish everyone luck. But, I mean, it is what it is.
I get you. So how do you connect with your audience, especially younger buyers? So you just focus solely on social media? Is that a bigger part of your strategy?
I would say that is a kind of a bigger part of our strategy, but early on too, we kind of add more of the nightlife scene and putting our products in the right places. So what we would especially do is give our products to DJs, promoters, individuals who will kind of be in that light for our target audience, because most times streetwear, is more so in the nightlife. So we directly put our products on individuals that's going to be in the forefront of those individuals. And like you said, obviously social media, if you take a look at our Instagrams and Facebooks, we kind of do a lot of marketing and video. Obviously, we have to do the TikTok.
Yeah, we need someone for TikTok.
You gotta stay relevant, eh?
Yep.
So what's been the most rewarding part of your journey?
Honestly, it's just watching the brand continuously grow, and as you go out and you see, it's a really special feeling when you go out and you seeing your brand everywhere. Especially when you travel, you'll have somebody text me, send me a picture of people wearing it away, Canada to the States. It's just a great feeling, to be honest.
And then what would you say to persons, youth, young people like yourself who are thinking about starting something? It may not necessarily be caps or clothing, but just starting in business. What advice would you give to them?
I would definitely just personally stay true to you, and whatever it is that you want to do, be passionate about it and stay consistent, because anything is all about consistency and being disciplined. Just like us, when we started, we didn't picture it, we never saw this far. But to see where we are now is just a matter of us staying consistent and staying disciplined and knowing what it is that we want to accomplish with our vision.
And so then where do you see you capping in the next 5 years? What's the bigger vision now?
Now, personally, I would say for us, we're focused on just dominating the Bahamas. Right now, that's our main focus first. We want to build a strong foundation, but obviously we have been expanding into the US, Canada, and other places, but that's not our focus right now. So definitely in the next 5 years, expansion into the US and more than likely becoming a household brand.
That sounds good. And have you had any standout moments? I know, Cohen, you mentioned that when people call you or send you pictures about people wearing your brand, but talk about maybe a big sale or something that was really unexpected that you found to be really memorable in this experience so far for you.
I'll really say independence. We have an independence heart, or even just that month, just to see the amount of sales we got and the exposure, it was really crazy. That probably was the best I ever had.
Even to kind of add with that, with Independence, I don't know if you guys are familiar with our Bohemian team and Independence Hat. When we first released it 2 years ago, we had a pop-up, and within 20 minutes, we had about 100 hats, and we actually met a line there.
Before the pop-up started?
Yeah, before the pop-up started. So right then and there, it was that was a surreal moment for us, and we was like, wow. So within 20 minutes, we were all sold out on our Bohemian. I feel like that's one of our most popular products as well.
Awesome. Well, Leander, Cohen, thank you both for joining us today on What's Trending. It's been great chatting with you, and continue to do well with UCAPN.
Right. Thank you for having us, all right?
Well, there's so much more to come after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
For tomorrow's show, we're back with more of what you love, plus a few things you didn't see coming, so make sure to tune in. That's the end of another trending day. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind the scenes moments, and what's hot on the timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Encouraging foot traffic brings fresh optimism to Freeport businesses. Plus, Bahamas Power and Light working to end Abaco's ongoing power outage woes. And weather officials keeping a close eye on Tropical Storm Erin.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis, and as always, it's a joy to have you in our company. Well, in Grand Bahama, the mood among business owners is shifting from cautious to confident. One local entrepreneur says residents are no longer waiting for opportunities, they're creating them. According to the former Grand Bahama Chamber president, there's been an encouraging uptick in consumer spending. More details in tonight's top story.
We're beginning to feel good about ourselves. We're beginning to feel possibilities.
There is a growing buzz of optimism across Grand Bahama. That's according to co-owner of Westside Cigar Lounge and former president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, James Carey. He says that for some time now, residents have been encouraged to prepare for business opportunities, even during economic slowdowns. Now he believes many are starting to take their future into their own hands.
Those possibilities that we feel is not because someone else has done it for us. You know, we're doing things, and there's been so much small business that has been pushing and retooling and making a difference, and I believe that's a lot of what's doing good for us, and notwithstanding recent large developments.
Carey was pointing to major projects like Carnival Celebration Key and the expansion of the Grand Bahama Shipyard. From a business standpoint, he says the energy is changing and people seem more upbeat. But the real question is, are they actually spending more?
I can't say that they're spending more, but the business houses that I go to, they seem a bit more busy. There seems more traffic, and I suppose if people are not spending more, there seems to be more people spending. So, and that accrues to the same thing.
And at Westside Cigar Lounge, which opened less than 2 years ago, Carey says serious discussions are underway about expansion in response to growing customer demand and shifts in Freeport's business climate.
We're getting requests for a little different things in the environment. We're looking at what's happening on the ground in Freeport and Grand Bahama, and looking at what the customer demands are, and we have to be mindful and responsive to that. And that's the type of expansion that we're looking at.
Looking ahead, he believes the focus should remain on being architects of the island's future.
In planning and promoting, in retooling when necessary, and if we continue to do these things, I believe everything will move in the right direction. There'll be more benefit, more spending, more lightness in the air.
And for two entrepreneurs in downtown Freeport, that shift isn't just a statistic. It's something they're experiencing firsthand. Our Matthew Madamboro has their story.
The evidence of recent rise in customer traffic and spending is real for two entrepreneurs in the downtown Freeport area. Proprietor of the multifaceted enterprise, Razzle Dazzle, Latine Powell, says her business hub saw a tremendous spike in customer traffic throughout this fiscal year, mainly within the past several weeks.
During event time, it's really good. Like we recently had the August Monday holiday where a lot of people were spending, getting ready for Sands and the West End homecoming and other events like back-down parties and stuff. So we had a real cluster of customers.
Powell also shares her excitement for holidays, as she emphasizes those times are when consumer spending is at its highest, not only for her company, but for others as well.
It's a good thing, to be honest. Basically, I can't wait till holidays and events come up because then we know it's money time, money to make.
Echoing the prior sentiments is owner of Celebrity Auto Lighting and Rentals, Richard Levy. He says since being established at his current location 2 years ago, he witnessed a steady influx of clientele for surrounding enterprises as well.
We have our days when it's down and our days when it's up, but I feel like it's picking up.
Now, speaking with both entrepreneurs, they are expressing optimism for the affected local economy and are encouraging newly established business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs alike to take advantage of an already prosperous economic climate. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Great news there, Matthew. Well, in day 2 of our Grand Bahama is now fully fiberized series, we meet the unsung heroes, the fiber warriors. BTC's technicians have worked tirelessly to deliver this cutting-edge service, and tonight they share their stories from the trenches. Every connection begins long before a technician arrives at the door. BTC's island-wide fiber transformation started with meticulous planning, design, and build-out. With a national mandate in hand, BTC teams hit the ground equipped and determined to reach every neighborhood.
Walkout technicians were basically given devices, that's an app, to go out and capture data from each home, each occupied home, and each pole. They would then send that information into our specific department. So after the data is verified, it is then sent to myself, and I now take this data and overlay it over our existing copper network.
So Jason, we talked about the design, the build out, and what your role was in all of this. We also talked a bit about some of the infrastructural challenges that you actually encountered, but now it's out with the old and in with the new. Talk about what we're looking at on the screen.
So what we're looking at now is our fiber coverage. As you can see, we overlaid or overbuilt over the existing copper so that we'll ensure that every customer that had our previous copper service now has the capability of getting fiber service, and then we also can now take on new customers for those who probably didn't have our service prior.
With build-out underway, BTC moved to the next phase, decommissioning the legacy copper network. That meant identifying every customer, confirming service needs, and transitioning them to fiber without disruption. Long hours and high heat made it tough, but the focus remained on a smooth switch for every household.
And when you have to decommission, you are actually removing all the cards, you are removing the electrical, you are removing everything that comes along with it. You have to do that, and it's in a tight spot. And you have to maneuver yourself in and out of that tight spot in order for that to happen. And we have to do it that when we shut that down, you as the customer wouldn't even know.
And the results speak for themselves. Faster speeds, wider coverage, and more cost-efficient service.
You get limitless speed with fiber. Copper, you only can get so much out of it. And range. Right now, fiber, I can go from one end of the island to the next. Copper, you get about a three-mile radius for good service.
With the backbone in place, the baton now passes to BTC's service delivery team, tasked with turning infrastructure into live connections. Stay tuned to see how service is activated within 48 hours of sign-up in the next segment. In news from Abaco, BPL officials are addressing the frequent power outages affecting the island and surrounding keys. The chief operating officer says the blackouts should soon come to an end, with efforts underway to resolve the issue in the coming days. Our Rumiko Knowles has more details in this report.
Challenge with fuel-based generation units. There would have been some storms passing prior to that as well that may have impacted the supply to the customers.
Frequent power outages have plagued Abaco residents, fueling frustration over their persistence. Chief Operating Officer of BPL, Anthony Christie, explains the cause of the blackouts.
We lost one unit that was online, and that resulted in us having to load shed until they were able to resolve the issue. But ongoing in Abaco, we have maintenance activities on 2 units at the Wilson City Power Station. The goal would be to restore one of those units before the end of this month. The other will be shortly thereafter. So both units are being worked on in parallel.
He also addresses the cause of repair delays, citing logistical challenges.
We had some delays with parts coming from one of our vendors out of Brazil. They had to divert to an air freight or air shipment in order to get it there faster. So we expect that to be in Abaco before the end of the week, and then they will continue to repair those units so that we'll have enough generation to supply Abaco.
Officials say hurricanes have also posed challenges to backup units serving the surrounding keys. But there is some good news. The COO says 3 units arrived just last week.
One is already installed on Manawar Key. 2 others are to be installed on Guana Key as well as Hopetown in order to provide redundancy or backup power whenever we have challenges from the mainland. So those customers, again, will have more generation or more stable generation in the next week or 2.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Rumiko Knowles.
Thanks, Rumiko. Switching gears now, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture extending its deepest and most heartfelt condolences to the families within the track and field fraternity who have recently suffered the loss of loved ones. The statement reads in part that it is with great sadness that we acknowledge the passing of Mr. Stephen Gardner Sr., the beloved father of Olympic champion Stephen Gardner. The ministry, including our Abaco office, stands with the Gardner family during this time of bereavement and offers our prayers for peace, comfort, and strength in the days ahead. On behalf of the government of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, the Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations, and the entire sporting community, we extend our love, support, and prayers to their families, friends, and extended networks. For more on this press release, you can visit the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture's Facebook page. In other news, weather officials are closely monitoring a disturbance in the Atlantic, Tropical Storm Erin, which is expected to become the first hurricane of the year. Officials say the storm is moving westward, and our ZNS News team sat down with a senior Met officer at the Bahamas Department of Meteorology who shared what the next week could bring. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
Whether it come or not, just make sure, keep an eye on it. You don't want to get caught
what young people say, caught slipping.
Tropical storm Erin continues its westward track across the Atlantic with the potential to become a major system in just a few days. Forecasters say the storm is expected to be north of the Lesser Antilles by Friday. According to Senior Meteorological Officer Trinard Dines, one forecast model even projects a slight dip to the south. As of the latest advisory, Erin has been moving swiftly at 23 miles per hour. But updated models show a more favorable turn, with predictions suggesting the island chain will likely avoid a direct impact.
All the forecast models are showing that Erin will stay in the sea. However, because it's going to come pretty close, you have to keep a good eye on it. So we are showing that it is going to make a turn. When they make that turn, it should be on Monday or late Sunday, early Monday. It should start to make that turn towards the northeast and stay just to the east of the area.
Now, while Tynes says the system poses no major threat of making landfall at this time, he urges mariners to begin their preparations due to the potential of life-threatening swells, which could be felt as soon as this weekend, especially in the southeast Bahamas.
The southeast Bahamas will feel the deterioration of the seas late Saturday. That's the southeast Bahamas. Then the central Bahamas will be like on Sunday. And then the northwest Bahamas and then us up in the north will be Sunday night into Monday morning, because the storm should be a major storm around that time when it's making that turn to the east of the area.
Tropical Storm Erin is the fifth named storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Tynes says that at this stage in the season, residents should already have their hurricane kits in place. But for now, as Erin continues its westward track, he's urging everyone to remain vigilant and stay alert for official updates.
Any information that we have, we're going to give it out to the public. And we'll try to get the information out as soon as possible. As any changes come, that would be any major effect for the country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And still to come.
Health experts weigh in on the growing issue of childhood obesity. That story plus sports and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram.
Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com.
Clearview Glass and Windows Repairs, Freeport trusted name since 2006. This August, get 10% off all windows screen. Give them a call today at 352-7694 or 826-7509. The choice is clear with Clearview.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Sunset Pilot Club of Grand Bahama hosting its award ceremony for its We Care Summer program over the weekend. The club strengthened its commitment to empowering young adults with diverse disabilities as the 1-week camp offered sessions in career exploration, job readiness, Skills, Entrepreneurship, Mentorship and Support Club President Kayla Moss Lightbourne and Vice President of Pilot Club International Karen Ferguson Bain applauding the incumbent senior and recently graduated students of the Beacon School for their relentless pursuit of job readiness, thanks to various facilitators from the SBDC program and the National Training Agency. They say the students are even more prepared to enter the workforce.
Also give them information on grants and opportunities that they can have coming out of school, and those who want to be entrepreneurs, that they can not only start off their business, but they can get funding for their business. The kids were really engaged in the process.
For the vast majority of them, they're still trying to contemplate what they want to do in life. And so if we continue to do programs like this, it will not just help our young students, but also those who are in the job environment to, again, be the best employee they can possibly be.
For Anya Reckley and Liver Lang, the program was an eye-opener to the endless possibilities as they have big goals as future entrepreneurs.
It taught me that I could build my business bigger if I went to baking. It also taught me that when you go in the real world, that there's things that we can do, small business to bigger business.
After this, I'm going to be doing an apprenticeship down in the shipyard. So hopefully the dream is to open up my own electric company. We appreciate it, and we will never forget this experience. Thank you.
Well, childhood obesity is a global issue that is impacting communities closer to home than many realize. In this report, intern Darissa Ferguson shares recent health data released by officials and speaks with experts about what can be done to address this growing concern.
Obesity is a major problem that people face in our country. Unfortunately, many are not aware of the necessary steps needed to combat the issue. Today, we spoke with pediatric officials to find out more.
Obesity has a significant impact on the health of an individual. When a person is obese, their ability to engage in physical activity is somewhat hampered.
This starts at home. So first of all, we need to make sure that we are having healthy lifestyles as adults, right? Because we can't tell a child to do something and we're not doing it. How can we give a child a broccoli and we're eating KFC in the front of them?
Recent data from health officials reveals that 71% of Bahamian adolescents consume foods high in fat, salt, and added sugar on a weekly basis. Only 5.7% of teens are meeting the recommended daily servings of fruit, and more than 80% regularly drink sodas or sugary beverages. While this trend is concerning, Dr. Wilfred Ferguson and Dr. Rebecca Mader discusses steps that can be taken to address obesity in the country, with a particular focus on children.
Management of obesity, there are two tiers to it. The nutritional side of it, and then the exercise component of it. So if you want them to have healthy living and healthy lifestyle, teach them it as children so that they will grow with it as adults.
Everything is portion control, right? You don't have to have the macaroni, the potato salad, and the coleslaw. Let's do the macaroni this week. Do the potato salad next week, right? Do the coleslaw the week after, and try and put some greens on that plate.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with its partners, is actively working to create healthier food environments in schools, with the goal of eliminating the current challenges. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Darissa Ferguson.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, big weekend ahead.
Major weekend in sports, favorite. Knockout Championships is just 3 days away, out east from the United States of America, Canada, Mexico, of course the Bahamas, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, Bermuda, Haiti, Turks and Caicos Island. They're all going to be down here in Grand Bahama.
Jay, I'll be there extra early if my favorite Olympian is in the stands.
I won't say what it is. I won't say what it is.
All right, thanks, Jay. But sports is coming your way next after this break.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody
does it better.
It's back to school with Bellevue Gifts and Supplies. Shop now and get huge savings on composition books, 15% off textbooks, workbooks, school supplies, and all teachers' aids. Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, making going back to school more affordable.
The 2025 NACAC Track and Field Championships are coming to Freeport August 15 through 17. Athletes from across the region will compete at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in 3 days of non-stop action. Follow NACAC Athletic Championship on Facebook and Instagram.
Tickets are available at nacac2025.bahamasloc.com.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports. A major regional track and field meet will take center stage this weekend on Grand Bahama. The North American, Central American, and Caribbean Senior Championships begins Friday through Sunday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, where over 30 countries in the region will be represented, with hopes of qualifying for the upcoming World Track and Field Championships set for September in Japan.
So this is a big meet. I think the prize purse is about $250,000 total money that's going to be given out. And this meet is I want people to understand the magnitude of this meet. There are several meets in the world. There's the Olympics, and there's World Championship, and then there's area championships. So this is the 3rd highest meet that you could have any place in the world. So there's 6 areas in the entire world, and NACAC is one of those areas, and we represent North America, Central America, and Caribbean. So this is the area championship for 32 countries, and these where you score points that could help you qualify for the Olympics or World Championship. So the point multiplier is higher at that area championship. So that's why we have so many people coming, vying for the bid for this year's World Championship in Tokyo.
Switching gears now in sports, the Grand Bahama Darts Association hosted a major regional tournament recently on the island. President of the league, Ron Darville, says the sport continues to grow over the years.
Darts is a great sport. Some people look at it as a recreational sport, but it is an internationally known sport. And you can actually become a professional, and this could be a way to support yourself. We have players internationally who make in the millions. We have a local player who made it to what we call a professional card, so he's a professional player now, and he's starting to earn income from it. So you can look at it as recreational or as a form of taking care of yourself.
And finally in sports, the Bahamas mixed relay team shattered a national swim team record on their way to a 6th place finish at the 2nd Junior Pan American Games. The team comprised of Zoe Williamson, Elise Wood, Marvin Johnson Jr. and Lamar Taylor smashed the previous record of 3 minutes 53.19 seconds for the mixed 4x1 relay freestyle. The new record stands at 3 minutes 37.23 seconds. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose. Crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Jay, I just wanted to say that I love your jacket. You look a little bit like me today.
I am glad you noticed it. I actually went on my way. I saw you in the wardrobe area and I said, you know what, let me put on a royal blue jacket just to match the energy in the room, to feel a good synergy between you.
That's the spirit. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, the drug trafficking case involving several Bahamian officers held in New York faced another major delay. Plus, a young defense force officer charged with 7 counts of cruelty to children here when he's due back in court. And today is Fox Hill Day. The Prime Minister joins in on the celebrations. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. I'm LaDawn Davis, sitting in for Makush Lapinder. There's a storm in the Atlantic Ocean making its way west. At this time of year, we're approaching the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. Our chief meteorologist, Basil Ding, leads us off tonight with a system that's now a tropical storm. Basil, what's the latest on this storm?
Good evening, LaDawn. Well, the latest are in at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The center of Erin was some 1,635 miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, and it continues on that westward track at a good clip, 22 miles per hour. What has not changed is the intensity. It's still packing winds of 45 miles per hour, and that will continue for the next 24 to 36 hours. It wouldn't be until about Thursday afternoon before we see it move into some warmer waters, and that is when we can have our first hurricane for the tropical cyclone season. Once that happens, that westward track will continue, and as we look at our forecast cone, we'll start to see a drift towards the north, and that will take place sometime on Saturday. If that does not happen, then the southeast bombers become a good target. As you can see, the southern flank of that cone puts the southeast bombers, the Turks and Caicos Islands, right in the part of Erin. So we'll continue to monitor the system, and we advise you to stay tuned and keep abreast with all of the development that will be coming your way over the next several days. LaDawn.
Thanks a lot for that update, Basil. Well, still on Aaron is expected to develop into a hurricane by late Thursday and could impact parts of the region, with meteorologists, including our Basil Dean, keeping a close eye on its track. However, Minister of State with responsibility for disaster risk management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, says although there appears to be no immediate threat, preparations are being made.
It isn't projected to come our way, but definitely we want to keep a close eye on it just in case it does some shift. But there's still outer bands that we're going to make sure that we prepare the Eastern Islands to make sure that they're watching and preparing for it.
Lundy also was providing an update on national evacuation plans for islands across the archipelago, with each island receiving the necessary equipment and response plan.
We have evacuation plans. We send that out to all the island administrators, and they're putting them in place now. We just actually recently signed all of the consultative committees throughout all of the islands, and we're doing training. We just actually came from that region doing some training. We did training in Abaco and also in Cat Island and Exuma. So we're going around and we're doing the training that's necessary.
Police officers, a defense force officer, and other Bahamians in the custody of the state for alleged drug trafficking from Colombia through the Bahamas and into the United States have faced another agonizing delay. They were hoping to have their matter heard on Tuesday before New York Southern District Judge, the Honorable Gregory Woods, but the case did not move forward. Felicity Darville tells us why the delay is so tragic for those involved.
Royal Bahamas Police Force Chief Superintendent Elvis Nathaniel Curtis and former Royal Bahamas Defense Force Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker are among those in custody at a Brooklyn federal prison known as the Metropolitan Detention Center. It's a facility which houses individuals who are awaiting trial for pending federal charges. Now, U.S. prosecutors allege that the officers involved abused their position, providing sensitive information to drug traffickers. Now, since the indictment was unsealed in November last year, there have been a series of significant drug busts, especially in the southern Bahamas. They include nearly $9 million worth of drugs seized back in May and a $15 million cocaine bust last year, December, both in Acklands. Our Consul General in New York, the Honorable Leroy Major, confirmed to our news team that he has visited Curtis and Roker in MDC on a few occasions. He said they were receptive to his visits and appear to be well, but there is a concern for their mental health and the long delays experienced in their case. The CG further disclosed that there are other Bahamians in custody there, but they've not accepted official visits from the consulate as yet. Activists continue their public outcry against MDC Brooklyn, which has a documented history of abuse, neglect, and civil rights violations, including infrastructural issues and unsanitary conditions. Local reports say that federal judges have even condemned the MDC as barbaric and inhumane. Now, once fights break out in this Brooklyn facility, the jail goes on lockdown for 23 hours a day. And reports are that lockdowns in MDC Brooklyn have been going on for months. This affects the inmates' ability to communicate or even have visits with their loved ones. And Curtis and Roker have been detained there for several months. Others named in that indictment include former Police Sergeant Prince Albert Simonet, Ricardo Davis, William Simeon, Joshua McDonald Scavala, Devon Roll, and Dominic Delancey. Also named are Theodore Adderley, but that was a case of mistaken identity. He is now identified as Ulrich Jean-Baptiste, and pilot Donald Ferguson II. In addition to this U.S. indictment, he's facing trouble at home. He was arraigned in the Supreme Court in June before Justice Kilomena Archer Mins for the murder of Godfrey Giovanni Roll in the parking lot of Jet Nassau Aviation on June 16, 2024. This is a case we will continue to follow. Felicity Darville for the Bahamas Tonight.
Thanks a lot, Felicity. Well, police officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit and officers from the Matthewtown Police Station confiscated a large quantity of suspected cocaine on that island on Monday. Police say they executed a search warrant around 2 p.m. off the government dock in Inagua, and during the search, a male presented a cooler which was searched in his presence that contained 3 clear packages of suspected cocaine. The 38-year-old male suspect was able to evade police and fled the scene. The estimated street value of the suspected cocaine is about $60,000. Investigations continue. Justice Lauren Klein ruled on the ownership of 4 loose diamonds that were caught up in a cease and search. During a verdict on August 5th, Justice Klein said he had great difficulty in accepting at face value anything said by the parties fighting over millions of dollars worth of stock left behind by Treasures Bahamas, the jewelry and luxury goods retail chain that was headed by the late Leon Griffin. Griffin was the former Bahamas Taxi Cab Union president and husband of ex-cabinet Minister Melanie Griffin, who was murdered on December 23, 2021. His business partner, accountant Biz Wajid Patti, was murdered 4 months earlier. The move is tied to an ongoing $34 million legal dispute initiated by Satish Berry and Annie of Miami-based Sovereign Jewelry against Mr. Griffin, Patti, Keswani, and Treasure Bahamas. An injunction to stop the sale of Derry and Annie's unsold inventory, stock that he claims hasn't been paid for, seeking its return. However, the court rejected the injunction, citing the risk to Treasures Bahamas' viability and the more than 100 jobs at stake. 26-year-old Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine Joshua Cox charged in the magistrate's court with 7 counts of cruelty to children, specifically boys 13 to 16 years old who participated in the force's Rangers camp in Eleuthera in July. It's alleged that the camp instructor physically abused the Rangers, depriving them of sleep, and allegedly forced one 14-year-old boy to masturbate in front of fellow Rangers. The accused Marine was initially confined to the Coral Harbor base for 8 days in accordance with Defense Force regulations, then released before being returned to detention. The findings of an internal inquiry by the Defense Force into the incident are expected to be completed this week. Cox was granted $15,000 bail and will be monitored. Today's mass shooting in the Angliston community have been identified by those who know them as Markintash St. Hill and Eden Louis. The brother of one of the victims was also shot in the incident, along with 4 other individuals, for a total of 7 young men shot on Saturday in the Ridgeland Park West community. The victims, both teenagers, had just finished eating KFC when a silver Nissan Cube pulled up. 2 young men armed with high-powered weapons opened fire. CCTV footage appears to show an exchange of gunfire between the parties, all very young men. Santil was 19 years old and was planning to celebrate his 20th birthday tomorrow. Louis was only 18 and would have turned 19 on October 19th this year. 72 hours have done very little to lessen the shock residents in Ridgeland Park West are feeling Tuesday following that horrific Saturday afternoon mass shooting, which claimed 2 lives and wounded 5 others. In a show of support for residents, Angliston Member of Parliament Glenys Hannah Martin joined clergy, community leaders, and law enforcement officials for a walkabout in the area Monday evening. Hannah Martin has represented the Angliston constituency, of which Ridgeland West is a part of, for a quarter of a century, and understands it quite well, but even she seemed dumbfounded by what occurred there this past weekend.
What happened here on Saturday was something that left me speechless, because you're dealing with most of them are teenagers. They're children. They're children. Yes. And, you know, the truth is, you know, I don't know what the rationale was. I don't know to what extent they were crossfire or whatever, the wrong place, wrong time. But whatever the rationale is, the children who were caught in a situation that is nightmarish, traumatic, and 2 people lost their lives.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis today speaking directly to the recent spate of homicides involving young men, saying that more must be done to encourage conflict resolution, as unresolved matters often lead to serious crimes, including murders. The Prime Minister provided this update on the suspects expected to be brought before the courts sometime soon.
I understand why not. I know they are working on a couple of files now, and very shortly I think we'll see people before the courts.
The Prime Minister also making a clarion call to the community and churches to support conflict resolution among the youth, adding that the arms of faith can reach further than any government.
If we are going to save our young men, we must stand together. Families, churches, communities, governments, all working as one. And we can't allow politics to help to nurture the cycle of violence that we're seeing by inspiring hate amongst one another. Amen. The police cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. But the church can reach places that laws cannot touch. The church can speak life into places where despair has taken root.
And still to come, it's Fox Hill Day, and hundreds are out celebrating 1 week and a day after Emancipation Day. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
During Little Caesars Carnival of Specialties, you're gonna want to try everything.
Like wearing a Balloon Man costume?
Or turning into a tuba?
No! Like trying all the varieties from the Carnival of Specialties at a special price for a limited time, only at Little Caesars.
For just $13 VAT inclusive, get it now at Little Caesars Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Saunders Highway, and Prince Charles in the One East Plaza.
Pizza. You covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Ting's Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
You're looking at a shot of Saunders Beach off West Bay Street, a definite hotspot for many Bahamian families. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. The country's oldest historical celebration, Fox Hill Day, recognized across that eastern New Providence community, with representatives from the political divide coming together as one, celebrating unity, community, and progress. Lloyd Allen reports.
Fox Hill Day has been celebrated today with the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, making his visit to a number of churches across his community, sending a word of good hope and unity.
This day holds a deep meaning for us as Bahamians of African descent. As it was on this day, as I said over a century and a half ago, that our ancestors were freed from the chains of slavery.
Joined by his cabinet and parliamentary colleagues, the Prime Minister also detailing the significance of the first Fox Hill Day back in 1870, when those in the community were among the last in the country to get confirmation on emancipation.
When freedom reached Fox Hill, our people celebrated with a spirit so strong it could not be silenced.
Prime Minister Davis also reinforcing the meaning of freedom.
They knew freedom meant more than simply walking where you please. It meant lifting each other up. It meant making sure no one was left behind.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard, along with party representatives and supporters, also visiting those churches, including St. Paul's Baptist Church, Macedonia Baptist Church, and Mount Carey Union Baptist Church, all in the Fox Hill community.
Fox Hillians, like other Bahamians, are not only interested in the emancipation of the past, which is crucial for our development, but also the emancipation of the future. But we're told if we are to enjoy a future of freedom, we must appreciate where we came from.
Fox Hill Day remains a time of reflection and pride for residents who have celebrated the milestone for more than 150 years. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Well, Fox Hillians are out and proud today to commemorate a pivotal period in history that marked freedom for early settlers once enslaved. Celebrated every second Tuesday in August, today's Fox Hill Day marked the 151st edition. Danielle Dean reports.
Whether it's plaiting the maple,
sitting on a corner, eating a sweet cab,
or it's indulgence in a down-home delectable Bahamian dish, you know you're at the Fox Hill Day Festival. Larry Wilmot is the deputy chairman of the Fox Hill Festival, and more significant, the nephew of Eric Wilmot Sr., the man responsible for merging Emancipation and Fox Hill Day celebrations in 1988. According to legend, Fox Hill Day is celebrated a week after Emancipation because news of Emancipation took 1 week to reach the village in eastern New Providence settled by African slaves.
I don't think we get the news late. But they say the reason why that's how come Fox Hill Day a week later from Emancipation Day. But I think that was a long time to come from Gambia or Adelaide to bring the news up here.
A sight to see, the greasy pole.
Just what everybody come to see. And sometimes just run until about 11:30 in the night. It's really interesting to see how the men stand up on each other's shoulder.
All that clamming to reach the top of the pole, where a cash prize of $1,500 awaits the first to get there. Big Daddy's Catering, seemingly a hot commodity, has been selling to Fox Hillians at the festival for over 30 years. And as Vanria Culmer, a Fox Hill resident herself, tells it, the company will be a staple for as long as possible.
Come on down, celebrate with us in Fox Hill as we continue to celebrate Fox Hill Day.
This Camp Road resident has been a vendor for almost a decade, and knowing the perception some have formed about the community, said this.
They have the ups and downs, but when you see it come on to Fox Hill Day, everybody keep quiet, let Fox Hill Day go on for celebration for the children, for the young adults, for the older folks and the Grammies and the daddies who want to come out and enjoy Fox Hill Day. It has been good.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
And there's so much more on tap in Fox Hill tonight. That's where Corvell Pyfrom is, hopefully enjoying himself. Corvell, what's going on there in Fox Hill?
Well, hello, LaDawn, and welcome back from your holiday. It may not be a holiday where you are, but it is definitely one here in the Fox Hill community. We are at Fox Hill Day. And, you know, this day it means a lot to so many different people. The crowd is already thick. We expect that as the night grows, so will the crowd as well. Joining me live here is the festival's chairman, Mr. Warren Davis, who in recent days has become a bit of a fixture on our television sets. How do you score this so far?
Well, today, you know, as you look around, you see the people they're out, they're supporting. You know, we had a busy day from church to church, and now we are out here on the park. You can see the people are out today.
The day is filled with tradition, but what is new here tonight?
Well, what is new is that today, to see the people, young and old, out supporting the Fox Hill Day Festival. Like you say, it's not a holiday, but it's a day for Fox Hillians to come out and enjoy. You see people from near and far, people travel to come here to celebrate with each and every one of us. And so we just want to say thank you for the public. Hey, come enjoy Fox Hill Day because it's going on right now. I welcome you down. It's going to get much greater than what you see out here now. The concert starts at 9 o'clock tonight. So the new thing today is a concert. We have KB. Both bands can be in
I think you are underplaying that just a little bit. We have KB tonight.
We have KB.
Has that ever happened?
No, it never happened.
Wow.
And then you have Gino D, Shine, Front Sean, Storm. And so the Pawn Band is backing them. So we're going to have a grand time tonight. It's a great show they promised to put on tonight. So come down and experience the new experience of band and rhythm sounds in the Foxhill area on live stage.
Finally, Mr. Davis, I see the very young and the not so young. What is it that draws people here to Foxhill year after year?
Well, you know, Foxhill is a unique village, and we have bred it into the young people what Foxhill Day is all about. You know, we talk about our Emancipation Day, we talk about our rush. So right now, later on in the evening, right behind us is the maypole, and then on the left of me right there is the greasy pole. So they see this, and that grows inside of them, and they're eager, and they watch, and their parents teach them, tell them, bring them. See, the key is they bring them, so they actually seize it. So they're intrigued to know, hey, how can I get involved with this? So the traditions carry on to time after time. So our generation is safe because we bred it into our young people about Foxhill Day.
Thank you very much. Have yourself a good time tonight. Oh, and Ladon, now is as good any time to let you know. You should probably let our bosses know that Danny and I won't be making it into work tomorrow. It's a lot of fun out here. So for Foxhill Day, I'm Corval Piper. Back to you in studio.
Hopefully I'll join you soon. I'm Corval. Stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it. Wait, you on a live?
Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your landline.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, Malena joins us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. Malena?
LaDawn, welcome back from your holiday, but honey, you're in the wrong studio. You're supposed to be in here with me.
I know. It's kind of weird, right?
It is. But we have a lot of fun stuff coming up tonight. I know we like to talk about how we love to make a name for ourselves abroad. And tonight we're going to be finding out about a Bahamian actor who's all the way out in Nepal, which I looked up recently. It's like 8,600 miles away if we had a direct flight, which I don't think we do. So he's definitely taking Bahamas to the world by heart.
All right, pretty interesting. That's what's coming up in Access Now. But stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues right after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature hot wings. What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Ghost pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
Laura Reform and Revision Commissioner Dame Anita Allen providing more insight on the drafting process of legislation bills with a particular emphasis on the National Junction Authority of the Bahamas Bill 2025. She says public consultation plays a pivotal role in the drafting of bills as it provides a platform for citizens and stakeholders to voice their opinions and concerns about the proposed legislation, which in turn provides the draft person and policymakers with valuable insight into the potential impact of the bill, potential problems and unintended consequences, and any loopholes in the proposed legislation.
This part of the process greatly assists in improving the quality and effectiveness of a bill. Public consultation also enhances the transparency of the legislative process. It promotes governmental accountability, ensures greater acceptance and compliance, and improves the likelihood of successful implementation of a bill.
Dame Anita also highlighted areas where feedback from members of the Junkanoo community would be most useful, including issues of copyright and the composition of the Junkanoo Authority, among other issues.
Is the representation balanced and fair, in your view? Secondly, the functions of the authority. Are there functions or powers missing from that part of the bill? Thirdly, what other mechanisms would best serve your needs? Fourthly, sustainability. How can the bill support year-round development and training of Junkanooers? And fifthly, commercialization. How should the authority manage merchandising? Do you have any ideas about that?
Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, but stay close for the Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
Two rising stars from the University of the Bahamas are packing their bags and preparing to make history as they head to Guyana to present their groundbreaking research at the prestigious 35th Biannual West Indies Conference. Leading the delegation is Associate Professor and Senator Eresia Hepburn.
And their papers are in to see if we could win again a Best Student Paper Award. So we're going to Guyana to actually present our research information. And this is on a wide range of topics. I'll let at least two of them talk about the topics that they look at. But we've looked at a lot of agricultural research.
One of the students, Carlisa Johnson, a law student with a passion for sustainability, will be presenting her research on agritourism in the Bahamas.
So I conducted 2 surveys. So our first pilot survey was here in New Providence, and we did it at the Nassau Cruise Port, and we had 50 responses. And in Grand Bahama, it was in various places, Port Lucaya, etc. So looking at the responses from the tourists, it greatly showed that they are interested in getting more background information about our agricultural offerings. What do we offer? So like going to the farms and having tours, eating our native fruits and cooking with our native produce. They're really interested in that.
The second presenter, Sade Green, will also be sharing her research on making agriculture mandatory in primary schools.
The majority of parents and teachers, they agree that it should. It's something that should be mandatory, and it's something that could be beneficial for students. And we had a small majority of parents and teachers that raised concerns about resources needed to actually implement agriculture into the system, and then also parents also view it as something that would be labor. I mean, it would be more a burden on students because they already have like a curriculum and they already feel like it's an overload. So that was interest that was interesting in our findings.
The West Indies Conference is known for attracting top-tier scholars, policymakers, and thought leaders, making it a major platform for emerging researchers in the Caribbean. For UB students to be featured on this stage is a testament to the growing academic excellence coming out of the university. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Bahamas hosted a dynamic two-day AI seminar. You might have been there. Who knows? The details are ahead. And a Bahamian actor is living out his dream in Nepal, so stay close for that. Plus, Scotia Wealth Management hosts a cleanup at Goodman's Bay. And coming up in sports, a collegiate basketball player gives back.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now. Well, you may have noticed I'm by myself. I will be riding solo as we navigate through our vacation season here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. I hope you're out there enjoying the last days of summer vacation, and I also hope you're keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Erin. We'll hear the latest on that from Basil soon, but first, let's dive right into news. Well, over the weekend, OWN Bahamas hosted a dynamic two-day AI seminar at the University of the Bahamas RBC Auditorium. The event was designed to equip local entrepreneurs, social media professionals, and civic-minded individuals with the tools to integrate artificial intelligence into their brands, businesses, and mindsets. Anise Monroe, digital and social media manager at IL Cares, played a pivotal role in emphasizing the significance of the seminar. She highlighted that for Bahamian creatives and community leaders, understanding AI is no longer optional. It's essential.
OWN Bahamas fosters innovation, and we think that learning AI, learning its capabilities is so important for the entrepreneurs, the professionals, especially when it comes to making their 9-to-5 job much easier, more effective, and more efficient, especially in their workflows. So AI is certainly not coming to take over. What it will do, though, is force you to learn its capabilities. Like I would have previously mentioned, AI is here to enhance what currently exists. And in those enhancements, you kind of need to figure out how to make yourself better in that role, in that current position that you're presently in.
When pressed on a common fear that AI might one day take over human roles, Monroe offered calming, reality-grounded reassurance, encouraging a proactive mindset toward AI. Rather than fearing obsolescence, people should see AI as a supportive tool to amplify human creativity and capability.
So this AI Masterclass is the catalyst to our OWN Talks 2025, which will be hosted September 12th at the Atlantis Ballroom. At the end of all of the presentations, we will also launch our grant program, which will be open to the end of the year for any entrepreneurs, new business ideas, or existing businesses. If you wish to receive funding, you will provide all the necessary documents. That's your business plan, your financials, etc. And your application can be considered to be one of the new grant recipients for the 2026 year.
Bahamians are taking their talents around the globe, and tonight our intern Zaria Stapleton introduces us to a rising star in the acting field who lives halfway around the world in Nepal. Here's the story.
Leaving the Bahamas at the age of 25 to pursue his dream of acting, Trinico Comer is living out his dream in Nepal, a country in South Asia.
Since I was a child, really, I always enjoyed acting. And, I'd always volunteer to do church work, productions at church. And it just got to the point where I was doing it in high school. Then when I was in COB for like a semester, I got involved with FCM and started doing little mini skits here and there as well.
Trinico explained the importance of hard work and connections in the acting industry.
Just being able to develop, certain bonds and being able to work with, certain people for a while. The opportunities did come a bit easier. But I still had to audition and put in the work, anything like that. So, but they look at your work ethic and, if they see you as a reliable person, then they're going to reach out to someone who they know that is going to deliver rather than someone who they're going to guess on.
Comer advised upcoming actors about staying motivated.
firstly, keep God first. Let him direct your path. Secondly, do not wait for anybody else's approval to pursue what it is that you truly want to do. Like, follow your heart, follow your passion, and keep going until, they have no choice but to recognize you.
Jernico is performing on the world stage, and he's right on cue. For Access Now, I'm intern Zaria Stapleton.
There's some proof your dreams can take you far. Thanks, Zaria. Scotia Wealth Management recently took action to support a cleaner Bahamas by hosting a beach and park cleanup at Goodman's Bay. Approximately 30 team members volunteered their time to collect over 20 bags of garbage, helping to preserve one of Nassau's most beloved public spaces. Well, we have a lot more still to come. We've got outreach servant Dave Sands. He joins us live in studio to talk about the upcoming Jesus March. Basil Dean is also on the other side of the break to give us an update on Tropical Storm Erin. So stay close.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Ace Hardware Nassau wants you to be safe and prepared this hurricane season. Come browse our huge selection of products from flashlights, batteries, first aid kits, tarps, and more. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Come on into Ace Hardware Nassau, located off West Bay Street on St. Albans Drive. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are eager to serve you. Or you can give us a call at 605-2470, 71 or 72. We're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ace, the helpful place.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we get you started in the tropics. And yes, we have Tropical Storm Erin, which at 5 o'clock, the center of circulation was located some 1,635 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands. It's moving towards the west at a very good clip, some 22 miles per hour, and we expect that motion to continue for the next couple of days. It wouldn't be until about Saturday before we see a slight turn towards the north and west, and should that happen, it could keep Erin away from the Bahamas. But we have to wait and see, because when you look at this cone, the southern flank of that cone brings up portion of the southeast Bahamas right in the mix of things, so we'll have to continue to keep our eyes very closely on the movement of the system. Also, it is expected to become a major hurricane within the next several days, and that will happen sometime on Saturday afternoon, becoming a Category 3 hurricane, which makes it even more the reason why we'll have to continue to watch the system over the next few days. And our live weather radar, well, it's showing a couple of showers on the northwest coast of Andros. Thunderstorms in the mix as well as they move towards the west, and the rest of the country seems to be pretty much okay under the influence of a high-pressure system. And your boating forecast tonight, well, for the northwestern islands tonight right through Thursday, we're going to be experiencing some light and variable winds with flat seas, but near those isolated showers and thunderstorms, the winds and seas could be locally higher. Now, the high tide, that would take place at 10:58 tonight, with a second high tide at 11:30 tomorrow morning. For the central islands, tonight through Thursday, east to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And for the southeast Bahamas, through Thursday, the winds become easterly, 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we ask small craft in the southeastern Bahamas to continue to exercise caution right through Thursday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I see it. My work is on the water. Free diving, through no line is how I survive. Listen, from Hoggy to Yellowtail, from Jackfish to Killer Whale, I jump in my dinky boat and I head on down the coast. I need a fish flesh to fight. My kids gotta eat tonight, so I do what they gotta do. Break some fish back for them just do. I've been in the field.
And that's going to do it for your International Championships, brought to you by Raw Star Sean. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Marlena.
Thanks, Basil. Well, fingers crossed Aaron goes away from us. But tonight we welcome outreach servant Dave Sands, who's going to tell us about the upcoming Jesus March. Yes. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you for having me.
So while we get started, can we just start off, for those of us who don't know, what is a Jesus March?
Right. Well, I have to go back just a little bit. So the organization is called It's Our Turn, right? And that means it's our turn in terms of it's our opportunity and our time to spread the gospel as Christians. Mm-hmm. And so our founder, Beijing Rogers, started this Jesus March thing in 2023. And so really it's just our biggest outreach of the year. This is where we go into the streets. This is where we get to praise the name of Jesus, represent him. And this year's theme, we're going to unite the church, spread the gospel, and feed the people. And so really and truly, the Jesus March is an opportunity for Christians and non-believers as well to come out and stand under one name, and that name is Jesus.
Amazing. And so is this march only going to happen in New Providence, or are there multiple islands that maybe people can participate?
Well, hopefully one day we can have it all around. We've been blessed to have this Saturday will make the 5th one in the history of the organization. So we had 4 in Nassau, 1 in Freeport, and I think the goal, at least personally for me, is that one day we could have multiple Jesus Marches happening all around the world at one time. But for now, we're still in the Bahamas, but it's still a blessing to do it.
Now, you mentioned the youth organization, It's Our Turn. Can you just take us back there again a little bit and tell us, you know, what is the vision of that group? What are you all about?
Yeah, so we are a global, and we could say that now because we've just recently established an orphanage in Grenada, but we are a global humanitarian Christian organization with our focus being spreading the gospel, right? And we do that in 3 ways, whether that be through our discipleship programs or our mental health programs, or with the Jesus March, our outreach programs, right? And we get to go into our local and international communities and just spread the love of Jesus. I've been blessed to have been able to be in the mental health side of things. So we go into our local communities where we teach teens about the Bible, teach them that, you know what, there is something greater than ourselves than just thinking about the things of this world, right? And with this Jesus March as well, this is where we get to take to the streets and really and truly do what the Great Commission says in Matthew, which is to go out, spread the gospel. And this year we're going to be doing the next part of that, which is baptizing. We're going to be doing a baptism at the end of the march this year. And so we are really and truly following the mission of the Great Commission this year, and it's going to be a fun time.
And so you mentioned this orphanage that you're working on in Grenada. Can you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, so I mean, we sent out a team this year to really just establish a connection in Grenada. And so really and truly, that's just, again, our outreach and discipleship programs coming in, where we got to sit down with teens and you know, even get persons to join our organization, now being IOC Grenada. And so our goal is throughout, as long as we can, to go into different communities, adopt them, be able to spread the gospel of Jesus, be able to establish a community with them. Because what we're finding is that a lot of the teens, a lot of the kids, they need that. Yeah. They need community. And how do you do that? Well, you have to show up.
Right.
That's the one thing that our founder, Beijing, says, you have to show up. What does showing up mean? That means to be present.
Especially for teens.
Exactly. So the more times that we're present, that's where we can truly make an impact for them.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people watching at home are wondering, can we expect something similar maybe in the Bahamas?
Yes. Actually, we're doing that right now. We are, like I said, in Nassau and in Freeport. And so we've been into many different communities. This year we were in the Fox Hill community, right? And that was a part of our basically during Valentine's Day, so we kind of like our love feast, basically, where we were really just there to spread the love in Fox Hill, whether that be through song, whether that be through dance, whether that be through acting. You know, just being in our local community is extremely important. That's where we started, and now we get to go on an international scale.
Amazing. So when does the Jesus March take place, and where does it start? Is there any vital information people need to know if they want to? Is there a fee?
There is a lot of vital information. I don't know how much time we have. But,
the Cliff Notes.
but in summary, it's happening this Saturday, August 16th. We're going to be marching from R. and Bailey Park starting at 9 a.m. and we're going to be ending up in Montague Beach. We are asking persons to be on time, so we're asking people to come out at 8 a.m. Like I showed in the preview a little bit, we'll be selling these lovely Jesus Smart shirts. And so the proceeds will go towards our, you know, the outreach, orphanages, whatever else we want to do according to the will of the Lord. And it's going to be a really fun, exciting time. There's no fee. It's free outside if you want to buy one of our Jesus Smart shirts, or we're going to have hats on sale as well. We'll be providing water as well. And the beautiful thing is once we end up in Montague, we're going to have transportation back to R. and Bailey.
Oh, that's what
so we're going to have buses ready so you can leave it all out there on the streets, do what you need to do, and you'll get a safe ride back to your vehicle.
Amazing. Now, before you go, you're clearly so passionate about this work. Just for someone watching at home that maybe they've kind of been thinking about dipping their toe into outreach work, what is it that made you decide you wanted to do it? Or was there a message you'd have for someone at home who's thinking about getting into it?
Yeah, I'll say this. There is a passage of scripture in Luke. I'm talking about the parable of the lost sheep. And this is where we see Jesus basically preaching to the people, talking about a story where a shepherd has 100 sheep. One of them gets lost, and basically that shepherd leaves the 99 to go and find that one. That one represents us, right? And so this march specifically is firstly for the 99 and the 1. That's how I kind of see it. The 99 being those who stay on the path of righteousness, those who are doing what it means to be a Christian, who are living for God. But it's also for the 1. And I don't know about you, the Bible says that there's a time and season for everything in Ecclesiastes. So that means there's going to be challenges in life. I went through ups and downs in my life myself. So in times I felt like the 1. But the beautiful thing is how that passage ends in Luke 15, verse 7. It says that there is more joy in heaven for that one sheep, that one person that comes back to Christ. There's more joy in heaven. Not saying there isn't joy for the 99, because there definitely is, but there's joy for that one sheep that comes back. And so this march is for the 99 and the 1. And I want to talk to the young men as well. Listen, man, there was a time in my life where I couldn't do this. I wasn't in my word. I wasn't in the Bible. This is for you. For the ladies as well. We have an amazing organization with strong women who are dedicated to Christ. This is for you as well. If you are on the fence, trust me, in 2023, I went to this march solo.
Wow.
By myself. I didn't want anyone else there. It rained, it poured, but the blessings came down and the praises went up.
Impactful.
And that's when I joined this organization, and I've been there ever since.
Very powerful words, Dave. Thank you so much. We've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope the Jesus March goes amazingly. I hope people at home got to hear everything about it and join you on Saturday. We're wishing you the best, and we hope you can come back to be with us soon.
Thank you so much. Look forward to it.
Yes. Well, it's time for us to check in with Total Sports to see what's on tap.
And a collegiate baseball player doing his part to give back. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
Don't be no fool, stay in school. They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Make every moment unforgettable with Shop Smart. From colorful floaties and water guns to light vests that keep fun safe. We've got everything you need to dive into the season. Planning a beach picnic? We've got the cutest sets and coolest bubbles to bring the vibes. And don't forget our trendy swimwear for all ages. Summer starts here, only at Shop Smart. Your Miracle, number 122 Mackey Street.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Welcome to Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A local baseball player who crafted his skills on a diamond here at home and achieved considerable success at the collegiate level is now doing his part to help inspire the next generation. Our intern Swanson Gibson Jr. has more on that story.
Ferron Charlton is paying it forward with the launch of his inaugural baseball summer camp at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Charlton, a recent graduate of Florida Memorial University, played several seasons on the baseball team, being recognized as an HBCU All-Star for his stellar play. The 21-year-old now looks to impart his knowledge on the next generation of Bahamian talent.
For me, I always had the coaches doing it for me when I was a kid. I've been the kid at the camp. I've been the instructor at the camp. So for me to host the camp, I feel like I've had every knowledge of being the kid, the instructor. So for me, it was always giving back what someone gave to me. And so to be able to give that to these group of kids here means everything.
The first 2 days of camp gave way to several young baseball players delving into the fundamentals of the sport. Campers Maserati Cartwright and Trey Campbell express how they feel towards the coaching.
Day one was yesterday with registration. We went over the basically the fundamentals of base running, speed, and agility. When it comes to baseball, everything's about fundamentals and doing the easy things right. And is the simple thing was of base running mechanics. So we did base running mechanics, and then we did a little bit of situational hitting yesterday. Yesterday was just the groundwork of getting the campus ready for day 2, day 3.
Charlton emphasizes the importance of discipline in academics and athletics.
A lot of things, hitting, fielding, and all those other things.
I feel to be lucky to be coached by somebody like that, which I can learn from him, do stuff like him, and help him to go. I want to go to big leagues too, and go to a high level. Maybe play some college ball.
Charlton's baseball camp wraps up on Wednesday at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
That's my look at your sports on this Tuesday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end.
Let's swim Bahamas. Water safety rule number 3. Do not duck or hold other swimmers underwater, use rough horseplay, or show off in or around the water.
Let's swim Bahamas, bring water hazards to an end. Water hazards to an end.
Welcome back. You're looking at a shot of the Pompey Museum located in downtown Nassau. That shot is courtesy of our Kyson Miller. It's time to take a flight down to Exuma to see what's happening there. Let's go. Residents in Exuma participated in an island-wide cleanup campaign recently. Administrator Christine Palacios indicated that while local government led the charge, each community was responsible for cleaning up their area. She noted that community leaders, churches, civic organizations, and members of the business community all partnered in the initiative. Local businesses also donated garbage bags, with residents collecting 400 bags of trash in the cleanup effort. Dumpsters were also placed in various communities for people to discard unwanted items. Ms. Palacios says the initiative will be ongoing, and local government will be partnering with the Ministry of Education next month to sensitize students to the importance of keeping the island clean. Love hearing how they're keeping clean and pristine on Exuma. Well, let's see what our Matea Cunningham is up to with Let's Talk Socials.
Hi folks, my name is Matea Cunningham if you're new here, and welcome to the social media safe haven known as Let's Talk Socials. Now, a few months ago we covered the dapping up the tens trend, which, simply recap, was a trend where people dapped up tens, aka extremely attractive people. Today we're checking out a video that explores the same trend but with a twist. They're dapping up Atlantis' lifeguards. Check this out. Cool video, right? Well, the ladies certainly thought so. Let's take a look at some of the comments. One user said, "See you guys next week." Another said, "Matter of fact, where's everybody from?" And lastly, "Good thing I can't swim." While some videos are viral for comedic, motivational, or wholesome content, this video might be viral for some other reasons, particularly an interest in these lifeguards. Either way, it's a reminder that sometimes all it takes is the right twist on a trend to catch people's attention. So, whether you're swimming laps or just scrolling, keep an eye out. You never know what might go viral next.
Well, that does it for Access Now for tonight. Join us tomorrow when we hear from our friends at Leno with your favorite financial advice every week. Well, stay tuned for the last newscast of the evening at 11 p.m. with our friend Royston Jones. Good night, everybody.
Draw promo, take one.
Blessings, this is the ancient man.
All right, the draw promo, take two.
You prefer to give them McDonald's before you could give them peas and rice?
Man, ancient man, what you doing, man? Take three.
If the bugger man ever beg you, don't give him none. If he try to hold you and hide your great God, break off and run. If he say you look sweet and juicy, watch it. He just wants some, cause if the bugger